Thank you, David. To you and Richard Pettis for the tremendous job that you're doing with the Chamber. I've been all over this city for the last year, and everywhere I go, I see David McGee out there working for the Chamber. So keep it up, David. The tremendous improvements you made this year with the new membership. You're on the right roll. I want to thank Mayor Taylor for being here today. She stepped into a very, very difficult job, grabbed the reins of power, and is doing a super job as mayor of San Antonio, and we meet every Monday morning. I can't thank you enough for the job that you're doing, Mayor Taylor. And my wife, Tracy, the love of my life, my partner in everything we do. She's everywhere, raising money for the Briscoe or raising money for the bibliotech or the children's court. She's done a terrific job of standing up for this community. I want to thank her for what she does. I'm going to share a personal story with you, and I think when you hear it, I'll be able to connect it to the topics that I want to talk to you about today. 1961, my two younger brothers and my dad and I started selling seconds and roofing on the street corners of Southwest Military Drive. We then moved to an abandoned filling station, and Dad and I registered a name, Alamo Enterprises. Quite an impressive name for nobody that had it, for no employees that we had. We wrote a big, fat, hot check for a trailer load of #1 roofing, but Susan took a week for the check to clear, so we sold the roofing before the check got there, and we did just fine. We then moved into abandoned feed house on Lone Star Boulevard, right across from then what was the brewery. And when we moved there, we began to add more products. We began to expand what we were doing. And then we came up with a bright idea that we would take our #1 product at that time, which was sheetrock, and sell it below cost. And we were running 6 trucks a day to East Texas picking up sheetrock and selling it below cost. And our competitors thought they're not going to be able to make up for that in volume. But what they didn't know, we had a note with our supplier, Celotex. Agreed to buy everything from them. And the more we bought, the larger the note became and the more money that we had. We had a 3-year payback, and we took that money and we began to build other stores and to keep moving ahead. We moved ahead. First one to move ahead was small contractors. If we could write a hot check, we let them write one. But the funds got there by the time the date came to put it in. We expanded to markets in South Texas. We're the first to begin showrooms in our stores, going toward the do-it-yourselfer, and we continue to invest, taking out a very, very small amount of money to live on. In 1978, we sold our 8 stores and distribution center to a national corporation. Now we had a little cashola, and so what did we do? We went over on Nacogdoches Road, right there at 410. And we opened up the first all-natural supermarket in San Antonio. This is 1 year before Whole Foods opened their store in Austin. We're the first to create a large bulk food section, first to use produce as a major leader, first to create a comprehensive vitamin and herb department. And we continue to add stores and expand our product lines. And we empowered our 750 team members to take chances and to make mistakes. We sold our 9 stores and distribution center in 1999 to Wild Oats. Now it's called Sprouts, and all 3 of the stores are continuing to be here in San Antonio, Texas. Now I tell you this story because I've taken the powerful principles of entrepreneurialism that I learned in business and applied them to county government. Our county embraces the entrepreneurial principles of aggressiveness, competition, continuous investment, risk-taking, economic growth, cost control, and innovation. We empowered and inspired our team members, and our team have responded. They delivered the first all-digital public library in America, the largest restoration of urban river in the United States, the first 13 regional sports parks all across our city, the first state-of-the-art performance hall in San Antonio, and the first children's court in Texas. We've all done this, and we've done this with the same thing we did in business, driving your costs down. We saved taxpayers $700 million over the last 13 years by continuing to cut the tax rate. We cut it again this year, saving another $12 million for taxpayers. With the county employees that are here today and the county leaders, would you please stand and let's recognize you for the great work that you're doing. Please stand back there. I know we got a table right back there. David Smith. We got people throughout the room. Thank you. Joining with the private sector, our collective entrepreneurial spirit has pushed our community forward. Working together, we're economically stronger than we've ever been before. Some 30,000 new jobs will be created this year alone, and our unemployment rate is down to 4.7%. Our industries are continuing to grow, and as we continue to move our community forward, I believe we should establish some pathways to the future. They need to be wide enough and adjust to the quickly changing world. And we came up with 7 pathways, and one of our team leaders said to me, "Why 7?" I said, "Well, have you ever been to a dice table? 7's the lucky number." And that's why we're picking 7. I remember one time standing at the dice table and I saw this beautiful, tall, blind-headed lady throw 4 7s in a row. She happened to be my wife, Tracy. So we're going to roll the dice to you and see if you like them. Number 1 is preparing our workforce for the new economy. Our workforce must understand technology, the internet, and social media to function in the new economy. Beyond that, they must learn where to access, digest, and use information. With the world in front of them, the computer and the internet, we lead them to the Digital Public Library of America, to the World Library, to thousands of free books on Google Books and Gutenberg, and to Mango and Atomic Learning Centers, helping them get access and learning how to use that access. In Bibliotech's first year, our talented technology team worked with over 103,000 on-site visitors, most of them being students. Double that number for our website, 67,000 ebooks checked out, and 6,430 ebook readers checked out. Our team is going into schools, delivering 1,000 ebook readers. We're already taking the digital work to school libraries, and at the same time encouraging students to read with the books that we deliver. We're breaking down the barriers to reading, developing a library without walls. If we just sign up on the internet, you can just sign up on the internet and start downloading books. I want to thank Laura Cole and Ashley Eckhoff and Catarina Velasquez and Commissioner Rodriguez for leading that effort. Thank you all very much for the great job that you're doing. The city is stepping up in a major way. The San Antonio Public Library is a great institution that fosters learning. They're able to have larger libraries. They're able to have more reading programs and more community interaction in their libraries, and they do have hard copies. So they're an important part of that. We support them. Since I've been county judge, we've substantially increased our support to the library system. It's been something like $40 million over the time that I've been there, and we continue to support them with almost $3.8 million this year. Good news, really good news. Public schools in the Alamo District are moving in the right direction. South San students can choose a career-ready plan, earning a level 1 certificate to better find high-skilled vocational work. We now have 8 early high schools, all in a partnership with the college district. That's what we need. That's the partnership that we need to develop the skills that we need to develop in San Antonio. Get the feds out of the way, get the state bureaucracy out of the way, expand what we're doing in these technical programs, allow teachers to teach to the job and not to the test. So we're on the right road, I think, on education. The Alamo area academies are at their highest level in student enrollment, and we should support the effort of those schools that are moving forward and the college district that's moving forward. Number two, we need to fully embrace the arts. The arts are a strong economic generator while they enhance our culture. The county's $100 million investment in the Tobin Center has created a marquee symbol of San Antonio's commitment to the performing arts. It has gained us international attention, providing the state-of-the-art venue for our local performing arts group. We also this year granted $175,000 to the Symphony, Ballet, and Opera San Antonio. Through music and dance, we're lifting up the human spirit. I want to thank Bruce Bugg and Susan Reed, who is an incorporator of the effort to bring about the performing arts, and Mayor Phil Harberger for the continuing work that they do. Bruce is here somewhere. Thank you, Bruce. The county led the effort to create the Fund, an employee giving program to boost operating funds for local arts groups. We hope that your companies will join the fund and provide some additional help for the local performing arts groups. We started an arts intern program to foster the next generation of leaders and advocates for the arts. And the county's contribution to the Briscoe Western Art Museum enabled it to open this year. It has joined the culture corridor from Blue Star on the south to the McNay on the north. And soon the Children's Museum will open. I want to thank Debbie Montfort and my wife Tracy for the work they've done with the Briscoe. I'll say to you on the arts, go to their performances, buy their paintings, and give all of your money to the local performing arts groups. Maybe not all, but give them a lot. They do a tremendous job from museums all the way to the performing arts. Number three, we should improve our air quality, energy efficiency, and water diversity. We're the only major city left in the United States that's not been thrown into non-compliance for air quality standards. But this December, the federal government will announce new ozone compliance standards. We're now at 75 parts per billion with ozone. Those standards could go as low as 60 parts per billion. We have 3 years to lower it, including the year that we're in right now. And we need to work together to develop plans to reduce that. We had a meeting just day before yesterday on our clean air with ACOG. Some of the ideas that we need to do: traffic signal improvements to reduce idling cars, expand the green building programs and incentives, expand recycling programs, specifying fuel standards, and many others that we're going to be talking to you about over the next few years as we work very hard to keep this as a clean air city. Joe DeRosso and several of the Toyota people are here today. Had we not been a clean air city, they would have never been here. That's the consequences of not meeting those standards. So we need to work hard to be able to do that. As we did with the $271 million mission reach of the river, San Antonio River, we must move forward in restoring the San Pedro Creek as it winds down through downtown and connects to the San Antonio River. The county created the Cibolo district that provided funding for the building of the J.W. Marriott Resort and 2 PGA projects. It set the highest standards ever before in this state for environmental protection. With several hundred acres of land set aside, we added to it when we purchased the Dirks tract to protect the golden cheek warbler, and by so doing, we also preserved the training mission at Camp Bullis. We recently partnered up with the city to chunk in $500,000 to help on the purchase of land necessary to protect the Bracken Cave. I think we still need to raise some more dollars in the private sector, and Councilperson Ron Nurenberg has been a great leader in that effort, and I want to thank him for what he's done in that effort to protect the Bracken Cave. The county built 13 regional sports fields, green oases for soccer, baseball, football, track and field. And we were the first to install solar panels on a downtown building and the first to have a LEED certified public building in San Antonio. I want to thank Commissioner Atkinson for the work that he has done in fostering green energy. I served 9 years on the CPS board. When I was there, we took the first step toward renewable energy by buying wind power. Today, Dahl-Beneby has taken it to a new level in terms of diversity of energy supplies and sustainable energy sources. We need to continue to support CPS as they move in this direction. During my term as mayor, we created SAWS by combining 3 different agencies. And SAWS has created a great record of conservation and diversification of its water supply. We should support Chairman Beto Guerra and President Robert Fuente as they move forward with the approval of the Vista Reach project that will bring additional water supplies to San Antonio. Number 4, we need to expand quality health care. Leaving a portion of our community without access to quality and affordable health care serves no one. It's not good for the individual, it's not good for employers, and it's not good for taxpayers who foot the bill for indigent care. Health care is one of our biggest unfunded mandates from the state. We should encourage this year the legislature to adopt a red state plan, a Republican plan, like 9 other conservative states have done to expand health care coverage, that would use private commercial insurance and co-pays, and by expanding the affordable health care and doing that, it would save our hospital district alone, just our hospital district, $50 million per year, and would allow us to cut their tax rate. If we'll move forward with that, it'll make a significant difference in where our taxpayer dollars are going. Right now, they're going to other states and improving other states' health care while we lag behind. The Commissioners Court voted to invest some $900 million in our 10-story Sky Tower and expanded the Brady Green Clinic with the additions also of neighborhood clinics. George Hernandez and the hospital districts are doing an outstanding job, and I want to thank Commissioner Paul Elizondo for helping us put the finance plan together. We also need to work with the legislature to increase the number of medical residents in Texas so physicians will stay here and not go to another state, and increase funding for medical research. Untreated mental illnesses affect our jail population, crime rate, and public health system. The better treatment we can provide, the better off we all are. This year, we created a mental health department to coordinate all mental health agencies and to divert mentally ill patients from central magistrations to organizations that will help them. Number 5, we need to jail the bad guys and heal the ill. Our drug, mental health, veterans, and DWI courts are enhancing public safety by instituting treatment for people that have problems with drug, alcohol, and mental issues. Instead of sending them to our jail, we're treating them. We've saved over 1,000 lives and at the same time have reduced our jail population. We're going after the bad guys. The new county budget includes funding for 2 patrol substations, one on the northeast and one on the northwest sides of the county. This will lower response times and increase patrol presence in neighborhoods. The increase in law enforcement positions within the Sheriff's Office will also increase neighborhood safety. We've entered into agreement with Bear Metro 911 to create a new public safety communication center at IH-10 and 1604. It will guarantee continuity and emergency service and communications with redundant systems. Sheriff Susan Pomeroy has done a great job as sheriff. When we almost gave her every bit of our increased budget this year, one of the other agencies says, "Why did you give all your money to the sheriff?" And I said, "Well, you know, she carries a gun to begin with." So we're really pleased with the job she's doing, and several of her, Longoria and several of her top people here today, and we want to thank them for the great work that they're doing. Let me say a couple of more things about education. I had the opportunity to go to all of the city pre-K programs. There's 4 of them. That was the most impressive learning about early childhood development that I've ever had. City Manager Cheryl Scully went with us, Assistant City Manager Peter Zanoni, and CEO Kathy Brook were with us as we talked to all the teachers and the staff there and actually got into the classrooms and looked at what the students were doing. They're doing an extraordinary job, much above anything we've ever done before. By having interaction with the students, by working with the families, by expanding what they're going to be doing in child care, an absolutely important initiative. If any of you have any doubt that that was not a wise investment, please go see one of these pre-K sites. They're doing an absolutely wonderful job. Number 6, we need to improve mobility. There are some 20 million people in the Los Angeles area. At any given time, they say, 19 million of them are parked on the freeways. Now that shows you we just can't pave our way out, because we're going to have like, I don't know, 500,000 more cars here the next 10 or 15 years. So we need to balance investment between public transit and highways and roads. Locally, Bexar County has invested over $260 million in state highway projects, moving forward on 281 and 1604 and other projects. I want to thank Commissioner Wolff for the work that he has done in this area. But there's a limit to local funds in support of highways. So we must support Proposition 1 in the upcoming election, and a very important ballot initiative. And you got to go kind of toward the bottom to catch it. A yes vote does not require a tax increase and moves the state in the right direction by providing some $1.7 billion a year in new funds, filling a portion of the $5 billion annual gap in transportation funding. I really encourage you to do everything you can to make sure that that passes. And we need to support VIA. They're one of the best public transportation agencies in the United States. They want to build a park and ride at 281 in Stone Oak, another one at Brooks, another one at Ralph Fair and IH-10. They're doing multimodal facilities east and west downtown, increasing the frequency of the bus, building better shelters where people can ride the bus. I want to thank Chairman Alex Briseno and President Jeff Arndt for the tremendous work that they're doing at VIA. Speak up for them. They're good, good people. Number 7, we need to offer choices in how people live, a choice of an urban, suburban living. We've made significant investments in the urban core of our city, and the private sector has responded with huge investments. Thousands of housing units are going up near North Downtown and near South Downtown. Young professionals want a menu of entertainment options well within their reach. Bars, restaurants, music venues, recreation along the river have given them a lifestyle that we never offered before to anyone. Forbes report just this last July found San Antonio is the #1 city for millennials who like an urban life. We have a strong economy, low cost of living, and employment opportunities for them. But urban life is just not in the central city. They're perfect examples of suburban areas where clusters of people live, work, and recreate all within one area. Tremendous job was done with the Alamo Quarry and doing that. It's evolving now at La Cantera. And by living together is better for the environment and helps us also reduce congestion on our highways. Those 7 pathways, I hope you will think about them: workforce development, the arts, the environment, healthcare, mobility, public safety, and a vibrant centers of living are all important, I think, to the vibrancy of our future. In closing, let me share with you 4 principles that drive me. It's not what you say, but what you do. It's not what you're against, but what you're for. It's not about equivocation, but standing up for what you believe in and not being afraid to make hard decisions. And it's not whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent, but whether you're willing to work across party lines for the betterment of our community. So let's work together, apply the entrepreneurial spirit as we reinvent ourselves and our city. Let us not fear the future, nor be timid as we chart paths to greatness. Thank you.